If you're struggling with debt and looking for a way out, you're in the right place. Rich Dad Poor Dad author Robert Kiyosaki shares the steps you need to take to escape debt and begin building real wealth. This is the advice you need to take control of your finances and your future. Robert and Kim Kiyosaki were burdened with severe financial debt, amounting to over $800,000. This overwhelming debt, accumulated through credit cards and business expenses, put immense strain on their lives. Stay tuned to discover the strategies that helped him and his wife, Kim, turn their financial situation around. 1. Be honest with yourself. The first step Robert Kiyosaki took to pay off his debt was being brutally honest with himself about his financial situation. He realized that ignoring or downplaying his debt wouldn't make it go away. Acknowledging the full extent of the problem allowed him to confront it head-on and start making real changes. This kind of honesty is crucial because it forces you to face the reality of your situation, understand the mistakes that led to it, and take responsibility for fixing it. Being honest with yourself should be your first step too, as it's the foundation for creating a realistic plan to get out of debt and regain control of your finances. 2. Stop accumulating unpayable loans. The second step Robert Kiyosaki took to pay off his debt was to stop accumulating unpayable loans. He recognized that continuing to borrow money, especially when he couldn't afford to repay it, only deepened his financial troubles. By halting the cycle of taking on new debt, he was able to focus on paying down what he already owed. This should be your second step too, because adding more debt when you're already struggling will only make your situation worse. By refusing to take on additional loans, you can concentrate on managing and reducing your existing debt, paving the way for financial recovery. 3. Make a list of all your debts. The third step Robert Kiyosaki took to pay off his debt was making a detailed list of all his debts. By writing down every debt, including the amounts owed, interest rates, and due dates, he gained a clear and comprehensive view of his financial obligations. This step is essential because it turns a vague sense of overwhelm into a concrete plan of action. Making a list of all your debts helps you prioritize payments, set goals, and track your progress, making the path to becoming debt-free more manageable and achievable. 4. Creating a visual picture of your debt. The fourth step Robert Kiyosaki took to pay off his debt was creating a visual picture of it. He laid out all his debts, detailing the amounts, interest rates, and due dates. This visual representation made the debt tangible and impossible to ignore. It allowed him to see the full scope of what he owed and prioritize his repayment strategy. Creating a visual picture of your debt helps you fully grasp your financial situation, stay organized, and develop a clear, focused plan for paying it off. 5. Determine the order to pay off each debt. The next step Robert Kiyosaki took to pay off his debt was determining the order in which to tackle each one. He prioritized his debts, deciding whether to focus on the smallest balances first, the snowball method, or the highest interest rates, the avalanche method. This strategic approach helped him stay organized and motivated, as he could see progress with each debt paid off. Having a clear plan allows you to systematically reduce your debt, making the process more manageable and increasing your chances of success. 6. Renegotiate credit cards. Consider renegotiating your contracts with credit card companies. Discuss the possibility of paying a lump sum instead of continuing with monthly payments. This approach is known as debt settlement. Reach out to request a lower interest rate, especially if you have a good payment history. They may be willing to adjust it. If they aren't open to lowering the rate, ask if they can waive certain fees or recurring charges. Don't hesitate to make that call, it could be your chance to get out of debt. You might be surprised by the outcome, so take action and contact them. 7. Avoid accumulating new debt. One of the key steps Robert Kiyosaki took to pay off his debt was to avoid accumulating new debt. He recognized that continuing to borrow would only make his financial situation worse, trapping him in a cycle of debt that would be harder to escape. By cutting off the habit of relying on credit and making conscious decisions to live within his means, he could focus on paying down what he already owed. This step is essential for anyone looking to get out of debt. Avoiding new debt prevents you from digging a deeper hole and allows you to channel your resources toward eliminating your existing obligations. 8. Celebrate milestones. One of the steps Robert Kiyosaki took to pay off his debt was celebrating milestones along the way. By acknowledging each small victory, like paying off a credit card or reaching a savings goal, he stayed motivated and committed to his larger financial plan. Celebrating these milestones kept him focused and reminded him of the progress he was making, even when the journey seemed long. This should be your step too, because recognizing your achievements, no matter how small, can boost your morale and keep you motivated to continue your path toward financial freedom. 9. Creating assets. Robert Kiyosaki focused on creating assets as a key step to pay off his debt. Instead of merely cutting expenses or working harder, he concentrated on building assets that generated income, such as real estate and investments. These assets provided the cash flow needed to not only cover his debt but also create long-term wealth. This approach should be your step too, because it shifts your focus from just reducing debt to building a financial future. By creating assets, you can generate steady income streams that help pay off debt faster and ensure lasting financial security. 10. Building an emergency fund. The last step Robert Kiyosaki took to pay off his debt was building an emergency fund. He recognized that without a financial cushion, any unexpected expense could push him deeper into debt. By setting aside money specifically for emergencies, he created a safety net that allowed him to focus on paying down his debt without the fear of new financial setbacks. This step is essential for you as well because it prevents you from relying on credit cards or loans when unexpected costs arise, helping you stay on track with your debt repayment plan and avoid accumulating more debt. If you found this video useful, be sure to like, subscribe and turn on notifications to not miss our future uploads. See you in the next video.